Hello everyone. Good morning, Patricius Giovanni here. Today's topic I would like to talk about presupposition. And this is taken from chapter 4 of the textbook that I'm using to teach. The chapter itself is entitled Interpreting Discourse. So as you will see in my PowerPoint slides explanation, in interpreting discourse, we will have some factors that affect our understanding. And one of them is presupposition. Now, what is presupposition? Let's dive right into my PowerPoint slides. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our topic for today, presupposition. Okay, so this topic is taken from the source, chapter 4 of my textbook. It is entitled Interpreting Discourse. There are some essential points that I can summarize for you here. First is that meanings cannot be obtained from the text only. We have to infer the ideas from the text by using our prior knowledge. Now look at the word infer here. This is very important. It's one of the key words here. So when you read, you have to infer the ideas. Yeah, and your inference will be very much determined by your prior knowledge. Prior knowledge is something that you have already known before you come and read the text or listen to somebody else's speech. That's prior knowledge, your background knowledge. Yeah. And again, we are going to talk about presupposition. It's actually a means for smuggling ideas in a certain ideology. So presupposition is a linguistic stuff, but it really determines how ideas can be smuggled into our mind. So be careful of the presupposition. Yeah. When you read something, when you listen to something, there are many presupposed ideas. And subconsciously, you are not aware that it shapes the way you perceive the fact. It shapes or influences the way you perceive reality because of this very clever presupposition. Okay, so be careful, be cautious. And also as a writer or as a speaker, you can manipulate this element in order to influence your reader's minds or your listener's mind. Yeah? So play with the presupposition in a clever manner so that you can influence your readers if you are a journalist or an editor or a writer, or you can influence your audience if you are speaking in front of public or in front of people. Yeah? And then you have a propositional attitude. Okay, we are going to talk about this later. Now let's focus on presupposition. Yeah. So this is taken from this. Yeah. Chapter 4, Interpreting Discourse. And that's our topic, presupposition. So presupposition is actually an idea that remains valid or true, although the sentence is negated or turned into negative. So this is the basic definition of presupposition. An idea that remains valid or remains true, although the sentence is turned into negative. Yeah. Although you put not in the sentence, the presupposition remains true, remains valid. Yeah. So for example, if I say, I park my car at the basement, yeah, this very sentence presupposes the idea that I have a car. I have a car. That's a presupposed idea, right? Why? Because although the sentence is negated into I don't park my car at the basement, see, you negate the sentence, you put it into a negative, but the idea I have a car is still valid, is still true. Now, we know that because of that feature, the idea I have a car must be presupposition because it remains valid, it remains true, although the sentence is negated, is turned into a negative sentence with not. Okay, that's the basic idea, the basic definition of presupposition. Now you have types of presuppositions, we have the first one is existential presupposition. So this is by mentioning a noun, we presuppose that it exists. Yeah. So for example, if I say or I write shopaholic is a disease, now I presuppose the idea that there is such thing as shopaholic. And so this is the existential presupposition. Simply by naming something, by saying a noun, I force the idea that it must exist. It exists in our reality. Another simple example will be God gives us mercy or God gives us blessings. Now, by saying the word God, I presuppose the idea that there is such thing as God. There is an entity called God. Okay, yeah. Second one is possessive presupposition. This is by the use of pronominal adjective or apostrophe s, we presuppose possession. We presuppose the idea that somebody has something. Somebody possesses something. For example, if I say, I looked under John's piano for your cat. Now this presupposes the fact that you have a cat. Also, it presupposes that John has a piano. Yeah. Look, if you put a not here, if you negate the sentence, I didn't look under John's piano for your cat. These facts are still true, right? You have a cat and John has a piano. They don't change although I put the word did not look here. That means that these ideas are presupposed, yeah, are the presuppositions. Okay. You have a change of state presupposition. This lipstick will make you beautiful. See, this is the presupposed ideas that you are not beautiful. This presupposed ideas that you are not beautiful. See, Tita Pekaya and here. This lipstick will make you beautiful. This presupposes the idea that you are not beautiful. The software improves your grammar. This means this presupposes the idea that your grammar is bad. Because if I say the software doesn't improve your grammar, still this presupposition is still valid. Your grammar is bad. Yeah. She enables you to feel happy, presupposes the idea that you don't feel happy. Okay, so this is the change of state presupposition. Then you have a subordinate clause presupposition. So this tells that the idea in the subordinate clause is presupposed. See, the subordinate clause, only in the subordinate clause. The idea in subordinate clause in the anak kalimat is presupposed. So for example, when John came in, he noticed a dead dog. Here, this clause is subordinate, right? This is the anak kalimat. When John came in. So this presupposes the idea that John came in. Yeah. So this presupposes the idea. This forces the idea that John came in. The idea that John came in is forced into you, into your mind, as you read the sentence. Yeah. Because the subclause, the subordinate clause, presupposes the idea. It contains the presupposition. Yeah. Because when I turn it into negative, when John came in, he didn't notice a dead dog. The presupposition here still doesn't change. John came in. Okay. Next one is a comparison. For example, if somebody says, Paul, don't eat more food. Now this presupposes the idea that Paul has been eating some food. Right? See, you can you feel this when somebody says, Paul, don't eat more food? That means it presupposes the idea that Paul has been eating some food. And that's why the person says, Paul, don't eat more food. Okay? And this is comparison. Yeah. You can notice the presence of more here as a means of comparing one thing to another. or one situation to another. Uh, the next type of presupposition is implicative verbs. For example, the word manage, John managed to close the window, presuppose the idea that John tried to close the window. Ya. John berhasil menutup jendela itu, presuppose the idea that John mencoba untuk menutup jendela itu. So this verb manage presupposes an important idea that John tried to close the window. Okay, and then you have a presupposition contained in the if clause. If clause is a clause which starts with if, or conditional sentence in our grammar terms. If Kurt didn't shoot himself, his pen would have lasted longer. So this presupposes the idea that Kurt had shot himself. So this is the opposite of this idea. If Kurt didn't shoot himself, presupposes the idea that Kurt had shot himself. Okay, give it a few seconds to absorb this. Another example, if you did your assignment, I would give you a score. Now, again, look at the if clause here. If you did your assignment, presupposes the idea that you don't do your assignment. So this one is in contrast to this one. This is the opposite of this one. So the presupposed idea is always the opposite of what is stated in the if clause. If clause contains a presupposition, which is the opposite fact to what is contained in the if clause. Okay, so these are types of presuppositions. Okay, good luck. I hope you can understand it well. Read the book, stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye.